Welcome, Mary Maloney, founder and past president of Fresh Start Scholarship, and welcome to Tracey Carney, our First Lady here in Delaware, and a woman with a story to tell. Thank you both for making the time. And Mary, can you start by telling us what your inspiration was in founding Fresh Start?
Sure. The Fresh Start Scholarship Foundation was actually established in 1996 as the charitable arm of Wilmington Women in Business. And a small group of us came together at the time because we were 500 strong and the oldest and largest resource network for women at the time. But what I felt as I looked around the room was to say there are lots of other women in our community who haven't had some of the same opportunities that we did in going to college and moving their lives into professional careers. And why don't we as women come together and do something about that? And so we established the foundation to actually improve the lives of women through education, with the intent of providing an annual scholarship. And of course, now we're giving some 40 scholarships. When we started, we were giving one scholarships to adult women who were returning to college, really seeking to improve their lives, to get a fresh start in life and move into the professional community.
Sure.
So we give an annual scholarship, and we also, which we've learned from our scholars is one of the keys, we provide mentoring. So each scholar receives a mentor to help encourage them and support them during their years, because many of them don't matriculate in 4 years like we did.
Sure. So now it's time for Tracey to jump in and tell her story.
Oh, thanks for including me today, Sharon and Mary. I appreciate it. There are 3 reasons I got involved as part of the advisory committee for the Fresh Start Scholarship Foundation. First one was they asked, which is always nice. The second is it very much fit with the work I'm trying to do in my current role on behalf of Delaware's children and their families. About 60% of Fresh Start scholars have children. So that was very important to me. And the third reason is that it did resonate with my own experience. I did go to college right out of high school, but my college education was interrupted by an illness. So it was a life happens kind of thing. And it was very hard to go back and finish. It was hard, and that is with every advantage. I had every advantage and support system a person could have, and it was hard. So that experience gave me some empathy for women who are trying to return to finish their college educations, usually without all of those advantages that I had. So I was very pleased to be asked. And again, I feel a certain sisterhood with these women and am delighted to be a part of the organization.
Wonderful. And I remember Wilmington Women in Business was, oh my gosh, it was big news when it was started. But Mary, good for you to recognize that there were many other women who could take advantage of something like this. So where are we today, Mary?
Okay, 27 years later, we have awarded over 600 scholarships worth evaluated at $1.5 million. And each year we're awarding approximately over $100,000 in scholarships. Last year we awarded 40 scholarships. We award scholarships to women upstate, downstate. They must be enrolled in an accredited program, accredited college in Delaware.
And the deadline is coming up. It's May 15th. Tell me, what are you doing to encourage people to sign up?
Well, this program is a great opportunity for us. We actually send letters out to about 200 to 300 charitable organizations, nonprofit organizations in Delaware, asking them if they have people who are involved in their programs who might want to apply. We also have many people who are working for nonprofits who don't have any type of educational support who apply. We also work with all of the accredited colleges in our state. In addition, we go out and speak at churches, nonprofit organizations, anywhere there are women who might be interested. We even hang up those little kinds of tear-off signs in the grocery stores so that people might get a number that way. We do our own Zoom calls. We have constant contact out there, spreading the word to people, and have a large network ourselves hundreds of people we communicate with. And you know, one of the best things is we have such an impact on the lives of the women and their children, but many of them are first timers and going back to college. And so they tell their friends and they tell their neighbors. And so we are spreading out among the neighborhoods, getting the word out, and we see their friends come back and apply.
Well, I tell you, there is popular wisdom that says when you empower the woman in a household and in a community, you empower the greater good. What do you think, Tracey?
I think that's exactly right, Sharon, and that is a huge part of a Fresh Start's impact. I would add a fourth reason why I got involved, which is the mentor program, which I think is essential and also emblematic of what we should do in so many situations. It's not just the scholarship, it's also having that mentor. It's, you know, the parallel to wraparound services and how we've recognized that you can't just do one thing and expect to help people. Sure. Especially children and families. And I put this in the family category, that you can't just do one thing and address the foundational challenges that kind of intersect and reinforce each other. So the mentor program and how much that does for people, I think, is an essential part of Fresh Start. And recruiting mentors as well as scholar applicants is a big part of the push each year.
Well, wow, so much to talk about, such a short amount of time, but the object is to introduce this information to a broader community. Anything else? And we'll add your website and information on application. Anything else?
Yes, the three things I'd like people to remember about us. Number one, we are an all-volunteer organization. We have no paid staff. So we are women helping women. For that reason, second thing is we are good stewards of the money that is entrusted to us. 90 cents out of every dollar we raise goes directly to colleges to pay for tuitions. That's, again, we have very few expenses. It's the program itself. And the third thing is that we are really making a difference. And one little sign of that, last summer, I got a little text from one of my former mentees. And she said, "Hey, Mary, guess where I am?" And she had sent me a picture of herself and her son, who I met when he was only 3 years old. He was now 17, and they were in New York City visiting colleges. And Edward's goal now is to become an engineer. And here she started out as a single mother, not knowing how she would ever go to college or transform her life. And the impact has been unbelievable.
Wow. Wow. What a story. You are definitely teaching a woman to fish and not dispensing fishes. Mary Maloney and Tracey Carney, thank you so much for your time. We'll get that website promoted here, and I would love to check back with you and hear more about this.
Thank you, Sharon,
for inviting us.